Welcome to the People Connect podcast. Your network is your net worth. Are you ready to take your life to the next level? Be prepared to leap out of your comfort zone and connect with the who's who of what you want to do. Stop, drop, and roll as we start, market, and grow the CEO of you and your host, Nichelle Womack. She will help you engage, reinvent, motivate, and reactivate your plans for success.
Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome to the People Connect podcast. This is Nichelle Womack, your life transition strategist. I hope it has been a great, awesome, absolutely fabulous kind of day for you. Been kind of settling in, school getting started, son going off to college. Got a senior this year, so we've been just trying to help them lead and direct their path so that they can be prepared for that next level. My sophomore in college right now, and then I have a senior that's in high school. And I tell you what, mom looks at them, sees them grow, and just pray. That's all you can do is just pray that you've led and guided them in the path that they're supposed to go in and let them find their own way. So that's what my weekend has been like. I hope you've enjoyed yours with your family and getting some things done. Today we are going to talk about how to get the most out of your live streaming. Live streaming, as you know, has become all the rage. And if you are not doing it, then perhaps maybe you're just not in tune as to what's going on, because it is something that most everyone is on and that they're doing. And in fact, I see people do it so often that sometimes you get tired and want that notification button to go off because they're consistently live streaming on a regular basis. But better yet, live streaming really has its place in our community. It has its place in social media and business and so many different things. So I want to share with you today how you can get the most out of your live streaming broadcast. Now, anything that has a smartphone camera can pick it up, and it will be shown to people who have subscribed to the broadcast. Like if you per se are not friends with someone on Facebook, you will more than likely not see their broadcast unless it's filtrated and shared and things of that nature. But people who are friends of yours will see it. And if you're on Periscope, people who are subscribed to get your notifications, they will see it. If you're on Meerkat, and it's just so many more out there that are continuing to come as we speak. We even know that Snapchat and Instagram, all those things have some type of live streaming aspect to it. And it is really a great way to get to know your clients, for them to get to know you, and for you to grow your business. It has been shown and has studied that people relate better when they can see people face to face. They can see their expressions, who they are, what they represent. So here are a couple of tips that I think can help you top your live stream broadcasting so that you can use and get the most out of it. The first thing that I want to share with you, your broadcast has to be relevant. As I mentioned, I have, consistently get messages where people are going live, and it's just like for every little bitty thing. And I guess that's okay if it's, on your personal feed. But again, people get tired of it because they expect you to go live every second. And if you're not sharing anything that's relevant to them, then they may tune you out. So in regards to business, relevancy is so key. Broadcasting your dog jumping to catch a frisbee is fun for dog lovers. But if you are presenting to a group of bookkeepers how to organize your books and things, it's not really a good bet that you're going to lose them pretty quickly because you're going off stream. So you got to have an idea of what your topic is going to be, and pretty much you have to stick with it. Consistency is going to be the key when it comes to relevancy in live streaming broadcasting. And it's okay once in a while to go off on a tangent, like on weekends. On weekends, I typically try not to do business. I try to make it fun if I get on at all. Try to make it fun, enlightening, engaging, and letting people see behind the screens of who you are Monday through Friday, per se, your 9 to 5. They get to get a little bit more understanding who you are, what you represent. And they get to laugh and joke and really see your personality. So, it's okay once in a while to go off on that tangent, just as long as it's somewhat related to your topic and that it doesn't take people too far away from what you're trying to gear them towards. The next thing I want to share with you is be a storyteller. If you get nothing else out of, what I'm sharing with you, make sure that you pay special attention to this particular one, because storytelling is so important. I know, being a member of Toastmasters, we are constantly taught to tell stories about who we are and bring, a story typically has an introduction. It has a middle part of it, and then it has the conclusion. And so if you are building people up through the process and giving them some meat in the middle and then the end, bringing them down and per se allowing them to go where you have them to go, a call of action, then people are more in tune to follow through. You take them from point A, B, and C. So storytelling is going to be a great secret sauce to your success as a live streaming broadcaster. And that's really the creation of it. I mean, people get to know you speak, your voice. They look forward to hearing from you on a regular basis, especially when you bring in that relevancy to them and something that's pertaining to what they're going through in their lives. If it's business, if it's relationships, something, if you're bringing it to them, your story can be very impactful for them in that type of format, live streaming. So since the beginning of time, people have always been telling stories, always. And it is a way of entertaining as well as educating. It takes some practice though, but it's very much so well worth it if you learn how to become a great storyteller. And as I mentioned, if it's not something that you have or you're familiar with or you haven't perfected it, try Toastmasters. Your local Toastmasters organization can help you become a better storyteller and also help you with some other nuggets as well. The next thing with live broadcasting that you really want to stay in tune with is trust. Now, even if you never, ever expect to collect a dime from your viewers, trust. We know trust in business is so essential. You want to build up trust with them. They want to know that if they were to buy from you, that they can trust that you would deliver the products or services that they are seeking. And so you do this on camera by being yourself and being genuine. There's no need to be fake, no need to put on a persona that you're not or who you're trying to be. Just be yourself. In today's time, when you don't know what's fake or real, sometimes it's kind of hard to do that and see through that. But people really, when they connect with you, it's a kindred spirit, and they will be able to recognize who you are, if you're yourself, if you're being genuine, or if you're just an imposter, basically. So you want to be as genuine as you possibly can be, humorous if need be. And just be you, do you. That is my motto in life. I tell people on a regular basis, be you, do you. Nobody can beat you being you. So don't try to trick them or lie to them. Just be straightforward and forthcoming, and people will learn to trust you, especially when they see you on a regular basis. Now, that's another thing too. You want to make certain that you are regular. You don't want to just come on once a month because, people stray away. You'll lose people that are connected with you, followers and things of that nature. So you want to be a regular source that they see on a regular basis, and that's how they will build trust with you, your audience. The next thing, sometimes you get on live streaming and you see people, they're just in this mundane voice. I mean, there's no excitement in what they're saying. Typically, when people are excited, you can feel it through their voice, their interaction with you. Be enthusiastic. There is nothing that will get viewers to hit that exit button if you come on and you're just sleeping while you're talking to them. They will hit that exit button. So for your broadcast, the quicker the enthusiasm comes out and they see it, then they'll be more in tune to stay with you. And that lack of enthusiasm causes people to be disrupted. I mean, they'll fall asleep with you. So broadcasts are very much like TV. I mean, when you look at the news, just think about that. People are on the news. They're energetic. When they're talking about a story, their voices kind of escalate, kind of decline. You got to think of it that way, that you are on a TV, because in actuality you are. I mean, when you are live streaming, anybody can see this video, so they can feel your conversation. They can see your enthusiasm, and you want to make certain that you are not being fake, as I mentioned, but that you're portraying who you are and you are enjoying what you're talking about and you're enthusiastic about it. So if there is a show on TV that is boring, just think about that. You're going to turn the channel most likely or switch it off. People love entertainment. That's why it's $1 billion industry. They want entertainment. So you have to be that person that delivers it. If you want to build your live streaming platform, people want to see you raw and in action. The next one, be engaging. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes this word gets overused, and it gets overused in many ways because sometimes you can be too over engaging. Now, what I mean by that is in the context of broadcasting is to encourage viewers to give feedback. Now, be careful what you ask for, because sometimes when people give feedback, it's not always the feedback that you want to hear. It may be negative. In fact, a lot of times on live streaming, you get people on there that are negative, and you have to be able to know how to deal with that. You can't just, be a flattermouth and just shoot out things. You got to respect people's feedback, especially if you ask for it. So likes and comments are currency in many of the live streaming platform, in particular Periscope, where they give you hearts. That's a form that they like what you're saying. And then you got your replay viewers. Sometimes they don't give you hearts at all. But you can't not necessarily attribute that to you not being engaging. It's just the platform. I mean, Facebook, live streaming, they now can give you hearts and little faces and checks and thumbs up and all of that, depending on the platform you're on. But the bottom line is you want to remain engaging, because those likes and comments are currency in many of the live streaming platforms, like payment without even being paid, that the people that you are delivering to, that they appreciate the information that you are sharing. And so if someone signs on and says hello in the chat, whatever platform you're on, say hello, acknowledge them by saying their name with Mr. or Mrs. Now, one thing that is very annoying when people get on there, and, a lot of times people have different handles, and sometimes they're nice and sometimes they're not. But it's good that you address people by their name, because they remember when you address them by their name. And some people don't even mind if you address them by their handle, especially if that's what they're going by. But bottom line, acknowledge people in your room, even if you just do it in the beginning and just say, hello, so-and-so, hello, everybody. But don't make your whole live streaming broadcast saying hello to everybody, because that kind of takes away from your message. Make certain that you allocate some time throughout to be engaging, and then get to the information that you are there to share. And then perhaps towards the end, you want to do a Q&A or something along those lines. You can get deeper into that engagement process. And typically those Q&As are held at the end of the broadcast. The next thing you want to do is captivate your audience. I mean, captivate them right away. And what is captivating your audience? You need to get their attention, hold their attention right away. Because most of the people that are watching your broadcast, they want to see what you're talking about. Simply reading the script is not going to work. Don't sit there and be reading from something. You got to know your information. So my suggestion is always read what you're going to talk about, study what you're going to talk about, and be fluent in the conversation, that you can have a good conversation with them. Just in case you're interrupted, you can go right back to what you were talking about without making it seem like you were trying to read from a script. So something you memorize, and it's just not going to cut it in this type of medium. You really have to know what you're talking about. It's live streaming. So you can't, there's no teleprompter, even though some people may have teleprompters in front of them, but you got to be comfortable in what you're talking about and what you're sharing. And so you also want to, during the process, you want to be able to elicit some type of excitement, so that you're not only staying on the broadcast, but they can't wait to hear the next one and the next one and the next one after that. They look forward to you coming, because you're captivating them, not only with information, but your presentation. Presentation is everything. It is everything in business and meeting people. It's so key that you captivate them at the first time, because people will only give you one time to appease them. People will most of the time only give you one time before they see if you're really delivering something they want to stay and continue to listen to. So you can do this by asking a lot of questions that lead to a yes answer. For example, you can ask, who wants to use my method to make $1,000? Who wouldn't say yes to that? Who wouldn't say yes? I mean, who doesn't want to make an additional $1,000? So you see, this is all the time that they do this in webinars. They do it all the time in webinars. The same technique should be employed in your broadcasts, in your live streaming broadcast. So you get their juices flowing. People start talking. You start seeing a lot of communication going on. The bottom line is you want to keep them engaged. The next thing you want to do is really, this is so key. Value, value, value. Give them massive value. Whether you are solving a problem for your audience or you are simply providing tutorials, make it great from the beginning. Catch their attention. Make it great. And when you broadcast, you are essentially stealing away a chunk of your viewers' time. Time is money and time is precious. And so being that it's in short supply for most of us, because most people just don't have time to sit and listen, unless you're listening to a podcast, of course, then you can kind of take it with you. But being in front of you of live streaming, people are working, they're busy, they're driving, doing things that kind of take them away. So you got to give them some value. Value, value, value. That's a big responsibility, but make certain that it is worthwhile. And so bottom line, as I mentioned, live streaming is something that I don't think you're going to see, go away anytime soon. In fact, it's going to continue to increase. It's going to get better. And what we're going to see is that more and more people are going to utilize live streaming personally and in business to connect with not only their customers, but their family as well. So if this is something that you want to get better in, my suggestion is, bottom line, make it a regular routine that you do it on a regular basis. Learn to perfect it as much as possible. You're not going to be perfect on the first time, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you will become. And then make certain that you engage with your audience, be excited, be enthusiastic, and then bring them value. And if you do all of those things that I mentioned, what you will find is that not only will you be a rock star, but you will be excited to engage in the process as well. I mean, nobody likes to do anything that they're not enjoying doing. And so once you begin to engage and you see what you're doing and people are receiving it in a positive manner, you'll get excited and you'll want to do it over and over again. Not to mention the countless friends that you'll make with live streaming. I tell you, since I've been on Periscope since I think it was like October or November. It was November, December of last year. And since I've been on, I've made so many wonderful connections, friends, business partners, and even people that have bought into the services that I've offered because I shared the information with them. And so keep that in mind, whether it's Periscope, Meerkat, YouNow, whatever, Facebook Live, anything. I wouldn't be surprised if even LinkedIn later on got a live streaming platform, because if you look at it, that's where everything is going. Instagram has moved theirs up to 60 seconds, a minute of broadcasting. And then Snapchat got the little 10-second phases. But everything gives you the opportunity to not only get yourself out there, but to be recognized for what you do. I hope you have enjoyed this information. My name is Nichelle Womack, and as I mentioned, I'm your life transition strategist. I'm helping you to transition in your life from your 9 to 5 to help you learn to start, market, and grow and be a better CEO. And I help you profit from your passion. When you can profit from your passion, that is a wonderful thing, because again, you don't mind doing it. You don't mind getting up doing it and telling people you do it as well. You can connect with me at toexcelwithnichelle.com. I'm also available. I actually have a course that's going on right now to help people to learn business, to learn how to get better at business, to profit from it, to start it, market, and grow it. And you can check that out at bit.ly/BEACEO if you'd like to learn more about how I can help you turn your passion into profit. Again, thanks for your time. Make certain that you have an absolutely fabulous week, and may everything you touch turn to gold. Be blessed. Bye-bye.
Thank you for being a part of this episode of the People Connect podcast, the show where we help you start, market, grow, build, expand, and yes, dominate the CEO of you, the Chief Executive Officer. We greatly appreciate our listeners, the downloads, and the shares. If you have a show idea, please connect with us at the People Connect podcast at gmail.com. Until next time, may everything you touch turn to gold.